Hello friends, today we're going to talk a little bit about color. Our objectives are understand basic color theory and demonstrate technical skill when mixing hues, tints, tones, and shades. Our second is to develop skill in brush control and painting crisp edges. Our first words worth knowing is color. So color is the element of art produced when light striking an object is reflected back to the eye. To see color, you have to have light. Our second is acrylic paint, because that's what we're going to be using. Acrylic paint is a fast-drying, water-based paint made of pigment suspended in acrylic resin. It's a versatile medium that can be used on many surfaces. So let's look a little bit at acrylic paint before we dive into color. It's a fairly recent art medium. It became widely used in the 1950s. It's made of a plastic polymer. It contains pigment binder in a vehicle. It's really versatile. You can use it on all sorts of different types of media or platforms, canvas, walls. So if you're painting your bedroom, you're probably using an acrylic paint. It dries really quickly, so it allows you to do multiple layers. It can be thinned with water or what's called an acrylic medium. And like I said before, it can be used on multiple surfaces. So this is what we're going to be working with this assignment. So some basic color theory. Artists use color to depict color in space and nature, so creating distance, replicating what they see, just being decorative, creating decorative beauty, help convey mood and feelings, evoke an emotional response in the viewer. So creating a piece of artwork that when someone looks at it, they have that emotional response to it, and color is a great way to do that. So there are three descriptions of color: hue, value, and intensity or chroma. So let's look at those a little bit more in detail. So hue is simply the color name. So red, blue, yellow, violet, etc. So whatever that color is on that crayon or tube of paint, that's the hue. Value is how light or dark the color is. So to create different values, a tint is a color plus white, shade is a color plus black, a tone is a color plus gray, or you could use a complementary color, which we'll dive into later. So here are two examples of the hue, the tint, tone, and shade, so you can kind of see the difference. So the pure color, adding white is a tint, adding gray is a tone, adding black is a shade. Last is the chroma or intensity of a color. So it's how saturated or pure a color is. So you can call it chroma, intensity, or saturation. It just kind of depends. It all means the same thing though. So this is the color right out of the tube. So it's really bright. It's not dull in any way. It's just that pure color. So here are some examples on how you tone down a color. So when mixing two complements together, you get a less intense, less saturated version of that color. So red and green are complements, and then purple and yellow are complements. So the color wheel. This is the painter's color wheel. This is the color wheel you probably learned about in kindergarten. There are different types of color wheels, but we're going to focus on this one right now. So we have primary, secondary, and tertiary colors on our color wheel. Our primary colors are the colors from which all the other colors are created on this color wheel. So we have red, blue, and yellow. Our secondary colors, so think second, are created by mixing the two primary colors together. So you get green, orange, and violet by mixing primaries together. Last are our tertiary colors. So tertiary colors are created by mixing one primary and then its secondary color. So the names of these colors tell you what's in the color. So yellow-green, yellow-orange, red-orange, red-violet, blue-violet, blue-green. So again, it's a primary and a secondary. So for our practice, we're going to practice creating a painter's color wheel using acrylic paint. Then you're going to pick one hue, one color, and then you're going to create a tint, tone, shade chart. So you're going to practice adding white, adding gray, adding black, and then stretching out those values so you have a nice value scale. So you're going to need to mix a gray for this because I don't have gray paint. And then you're going to do a 20 color challenge. So you're going to create 20 unique colors using only primary colors, so red, blue, or yellow, plus black and white. So I want you to create 20 unique colors from the primaries. And then once you're done, check off with me. I can't wait to see your work. Good job.